Welcome to the Reality Revolution. I'm your host, Brian Scott. Today, I want to explore the spectrum of consciousness, the depths of human awareness. After considering Frederick Dodson and David Hawkins, as well as the circuits of consciousness discussed by Robert Anton Wilson and Timothy Leary, I have tried to come up with my own scale of human consciousness. I want to look at something that integrates the 10 sefirot of the tree of life, the 7 densities of consciousness from the law of one, as well as the 7 chakra and the 12 chakra systems. All of these have some sort of scale and range. I want a blueprint of consciousness. The reason a scale is helpful is it provides individuals with a framework to assess their current level of consciousness. It can guide us on our spiritual journey. It offers a roadmap of what to expect next and what areas to focus on for further growth. Having a clear sense of progression can be motivating. It helps us set goals for our spiritual practice and personal development. A scale of consciousness helps in recognizing and appreciating the diverse range of perspectives and experiences that people have. This scale will integrate various aspects of human existence, including emotional, intellectual, physical, and spiritual dimensions, to offer a holistic view of our own development as a soul. It provides a common language and a set of concepts for discussing abstract and often subjective experiences of consciousness, to facilitate sharing and experiences on the spiritual path. It can help us clarify our aims and the outcomes of different spiritual practices. Higher levels of the scale can represent the ideal states of consciousness, providing an aspirational model and inspiring stories that encourage us on our journey. And while these are all just a general framework, they can be adapted and personalized to fit an individual. Consciousness is the most splendid and enigmatic phenomenon. It is a realm as familiar as your daily thoughts and as mysterious as the furthest reaches of the universe. Here we find a world that is both intimately known and endlessly fascinating. Consciousness, the essence of our being, is not a mere static state. It is dynamic, evolving, and ever-changing. This episode is born out of a fascination with this elusive subject, an attempt to navigate the intricate layers of human consciousness and understand its multifaceted nature. My journey into the realms of consciousness began not in the hallowed halls of academia, but in the quiet, reflective spaces of personal inquiry and exploration. Like many, I have often found myself pondering the fundamental questions of existence. Who are we? What is the nature of our awareness? How do our internal landscapes shape our external experiences? What is higher levels of consciousness like? And in many ways, this episode is a culmination of years of study and reflection, and I just want to share what insights I've been able to gather. The spectrum of consciousness is structured to guide you through a comprehensive scale of consciousness that ranges from 1 to 1,000. This scale is not a rigid framework, but a fluid continuum, encompassing the vast diversity of human experiences and states of awareness. I want to delve into specific ranges of this scale, discussing the different characteristics, implications, and impact on our lives. From the basic awareness of our immediate environment to the profound realization of universal connectedness. I want to explore how our consciousness evolves and how we can consciously engage in this process. At its core, consciousness is the awareness of our own thoughts, feelings, and existence. It's the subjective experience of the mind and the world around us. But such a definition only scratches the surface of a concept that has perplexed philosophers, scientists, and thinkers for centuries. Consciousness encompasses the entirety of human experience, from the most basic perception of sensory stimuli to the complex nuances of introspective thought. It's both the awareness of a moment and the intricate web of memories, thoughts, and emotions that form the structure of our psyche. Throughout history, the concept of consciousness has been approached from various angles, each culture and era offering its own unique interpretation. In ancient civilizations, consciousness was often intertwined with spirituality and religion. The Egyptians, for instance, believed in the concept of Ka, a spiritual double that represented consciousness. In ancient Indian philosophy, consciousness was seen as a fundamental aspect of existence, central to the teachings of Hinduism and Buddhism. The Greek philosophers such as Aristotle and Plato pondered over the nature of consciousness, linking it to logic, reason, and the human soul. In contrast, Eastern philosophies often viewed consciousness as a universal interconnected field transcending individual existence. The Enlightenment brought a more scientific perspective with thinkers like René Descartes and John Locke, exploring consciousness from a philosophical standpoint. Descartes' famous quote, "I think, therefore I am," placed consciousness at the very heart of our existence. In the 19th and 20th centuries, the advent of psychology as a scientific discipline brought new dimensions to the understanding of consciousness. Freud's theory of unconscious and Jung's concept of the collective unconscious expanded the definition of consciousness beyond immediate awareness. Today, the study of consciousness is more relevant than ever. In an age of rapid technological advancement and increasing interest in artificial intelligence, understanding consciousness has practical implications. How we define consciousness impacts everything from the development of AI to ethical considerations in medicine and law. Moreover, the modern era has seen a resurgence in exploring consciousness as a pathway to personal growth and understanding. In a world often marked by disconnection and distraction, understanding and exploring our own consciousness can lead to a more meaningful, centered, and empathetic existence. From a scientific perspective, consciousness remains one of the hard problems, a phenomenon we can describe in terms of its manifestations, but find difficult to explain in terms of mechanisms. And the biggest thing is, a lot of scientific research does not integrate consciousness into it, and so a lot of it is flawed. Neuroscientists continue to explore how consciousness arises from the brain's physical processes, while psychologists delve into its variations and alterations in different states such as sleep, meditation, and under the influence of psychoactive substances. Understanding consciousness is not just an academic pursuit. It's a journey into the heart of what it means to be human. It's about understanding your place in the world and how you connect with others, in the inner workings of your own mind. Envisioning consciousness on a scale from 1 to 1,000 offers a framework to conceptualize its vast and varied landscape. This model serves as a metaphorical map, guiding us through the different terrains of human awareness and experience. The scale begins at 1, representing the most fundamental, survival-oriented level of consciousness, and ascends to 1,000, symbolizing the peak of universal awareness and interconnectedness. The scale is divided into major categories, each representing a broad range of consciousness levels. 1. Physical material consciousness, 1 through 143. This category is grounded in physical and material reality. It encompasses basic survival instincts, physical health awareness, and a focus on tangible immediate needs. The smallest insect is at a level 1. 2. Emotional social conscious, 144 to 286. Here, consciousness expands to include emotional intelligence, social interactions, and the development of relationships. It's about empathy, emotional regulation, and understanding the social fabric that binds us. The third category is personal power or will, which is 287 to 429, and in this level, it's characterized by self-awareness, personal empowerment, and the development of willpower. It's where individuals assert their identity, set goals, and cultivate self-discipline. The fourth is heart-centered consciousness, 430 through 572. This stage signifies the opening of the heart to deeper levels of compassion, altruism, and emotional connection. Love, empathy, and a sense of interconnectedness become prominent. The fifth level is expressive communicative consciousness. Communication, creativity, and self-expression define this category. It's where individuals find their voice, share their ideas, and connect with others through various forms of expression. The sixth is intuitive psychic consciousness, 716 through 858. Intuition, insight, and a deeper understanding of the non-physical aspects of existence come to the fore. This level encompasses a broader perception that transcends the five senses. And then the seventh is unity universal consciousness, 859 to 1000. This is the pinnacle of the scale where individual consciousness merges with universal awareness. It's characterized by a profound sense of oneness with all existence, transcending personal identity and experiencing the interconnectedness of all life. This is multidimensional God awareness. So we go from the smallest form of consciousness, a molecule, to the greatest form of consciousness, which is multidimensional God awareness. It's important to recognize the fluidity and subjectivity inherent in this scale. Individuals may find themselves resonating with different levels at various times or in different aspects of their lives. The scale is not a linear progression, but a dynamic, multidimensional space where movement is not just upwards, but expansive in all directions. Consciousness is deeply personal and subjective. Therefore, the scale should be used as a guide to self-exploration and understanding rather than as a definitive measurement. Using other scales, I've seen people apply this stereotypically as a form of separation. Oh, they're easily level 300. I don't want to mix with them. So, growth in consciousness is not merely about reaching a higher number on the scale. It's about deepening your understanding and broadening your perspectives and enhancing your connection to self, others, and the world. So at the foundation of our consciousness scale, ranging from 1 to 143, lies the physical material consciousness. This stage represents our most basic form of awareness, deeply rooted in the physical material aspects of existence. It's the consciousness of the body and its immediate needs, where the primary focus is on survival, safety, and the tangible aspects of life. Individuals operating primarily at this level are intensely focused on their physical environment and the fulfillment of basic needs: food, shelter, safety, and comfort. Their awareness is predominantly centered on the present moment and the practical sensory experiences of life. This level of consciousness is characterized by a strong connection to the physical body and its needs, an acute awareness of the immediate environment, a focus on material possessions and physical comfort. You are primarily focused on safety, security, and survival. Physical material consciousness plays a crucial role in human development and survival. It's the foundation upon which higher levels of consciousness are built. Without a secure base in this fundamental level, it becomes challenging to focus on emotional, intellectual, or spiritual growth. This level is not about materialism in the negative sense, but rather about recognizing and respecting the body's needs and the importance of a stable physical foundation in life. If you find yourself at this level, and we all do, you can do meditation, nature walks, mindful eating, physical activity, exercise, yoga, practical skill development such as cooking or gardening or carpentry. Those are the things that would enhance your levels of happiness at that level of consciousness. In understanding someone's level of consciousness, you can learn to serve them and provide them a service that will help them. Those are the things that are needed in that level of consciousness. The second level of consciousness is levels 144 through 286. Each level has its own particular demarcation. And as we send this scale of consciousness to levels 144 through 286, we enter the realm of the emotional and social consciousness. This stage is characterized by an awakening to the world of emotions and social relationships. It's about understanding and navigating our feelings and those of others, forming meaningful connections and playing an active role in social settings. Emotional intelligence, a key component of this level, involves self-awareness, empathy, and the ability to manage and express emotions constructively. Social interactions, from casual acquaintances to deep relationships, provide the canvas on which this emotional intelligence is expressed and developed. Characteristics of this level are recognizing and understanding one's emotions, as well as their impact on thoughts and behaviors. Empathy and understanding, and the ability to perceive and relate to the emotions of others. Navigating social situations with confidence and ease, understanding social dynamics. Forming deeper, more meaningful connections with others. Managing and resolving interpersonal conflicts in a healthy way. See, most people don't get beyond level 144, where they start having to grapple with their own emotions and the emotions of others. Most people on this planet are stuck between levels 1 and 144. This is the level where you start to understand your emotions. Our interactions with others play a significant role in shaping our consciousness at this level. Relationships and community experiences teach us about cooperation, empathy, and the complexities of human emotions and motivations. They challenge us to grow, to see beyond our perspective, and to connect with the broader tapestry of human experience. If you're not able to empathize with others, you're in that first level of consciousness, and that is where you are. If you want to transcend that level, you have to learn to create some level of empathy or understanding for those around you. That can start with understanding yourself. In understanding yourself, you begin to understand others. There are things you can do to move up the scale from 144 to 286. Active listening, practicing active listening in conversations, focusing fully on the speaker, observing their body language. Emotion journaling, keeping a journal to record your emotions and the situations that trigger them. Reflecting on how you handle these emotions and how they affect your interactions with others. Empathy exercises. Try to put yourself in someone else's shoes. Imagine their perspective and feelings in a given situation, especially when different from your own. Mindfulness, focusing on emotional awareness, pay attention to your feelings without judgment, and learning to observe them as they come and go. Actively seek out social interactions, even those outside your comfort zone. Join groups or activities where you can meet new people and practice skills. Practice resolving conflicts through role-playing exercises. Regularly ask for feedback from friends and family or colleagues about your emotional and social interactions. Engage in activities that develop compassion, such as volunteer work or helping others in their community. Those things will move you through this level. The next level, the third level, is personal power and will consciousness. This is levels 287 to 429. Some people can skip the second level and have aspects of this level, and not having control of their emotions, they become distorted and remain in that first level of consciousness. Ascending to levels 287 through 429 on your consciousness scale, you encounter the realm of personal power and will consciousness. This stage marks a significant shift from external focus to internal strength. It is where individuals embark on a journey of self-empowerment, self-discovery, and the forging of strong personal identity. Personal power is about realizing and harnessing your inner strength, setting personal boundaries, and pursuing goals with determination and willpower. Taking control of your life, making decisions based on personal values and beliefs. Another characteristic of this level is establishing clear goals and demonstrating the discipline and willpower to achieve them, or understanding and asserting one's needs and limits in various aspects of life. Building a strong sense of self-worth and belief in your abilities, developing the ability to overcome challenges and bouncing back from setbacks. While the pursuit of personal power and will is a vital aspect of growth, it must be tempered with ethical considerations. This balance ensures that our quest for self-empowerment does not come at the expense of others or our moral values. It involves understanding the impact of our actions on others, considering the broader implications of our pursuit of personal goals. If you find yourself at this level, you can use vision and goal setting, affirmations, visualizations, learning from role models, building and developing resilience, by facing challenges and learning from failures, practicing assertiveness, ethical decision-making, reflect on the ethical implications of your choices, self-discipline practices, and self-reflection. Personal power will consciousness is a transformative stage in the consciousness journey. It is where you claim your space in the world with confidence and purpose. By developing personal power and will, you not only move closer to your aspirations, but also contribute positively to the world around you, armed with a strong sense of self and ethical integrity. The fourth level is heart-centered consciousness, levels 430 through 572. And as we ascend to heart-centered consciousness, we find ourselves in a realm where compassion, love, and connections are the guiding forces. This stage encompasses levels 430 to 572. It signifies a profound shift from individual empowerment to a deeper understanding and appreciation of our interconnectedness with others. In heart-centered consciousness, the focus expands beyond the self. It becomes about forming meaningful relationships, showing empathy, and practicing compassion. Empathy and altruism are not just social virtues, but they're catalysts for personal growth. Engaging with others from a place of empathy allows for deeper understanding and meaningful connections. This stage of consciousness encourages us to look beyond our personal needs and consider the needs and feelings of others. It's about recognizing the inherent value in each individual and understanding that our own well-being is intrinsically linked to the well-being of others. So level 430 is the awakening of compassion. By the time you get to level 572, you have a global and universal love. So it goes from emotional openness to altruism and selfless love to deep empathy and understanding to harmonious relationships to unconditional love and acceptance to global and universal love. Once you've reached global and universal love, you've reached the peak and you begin to move into the next level of consciousness, which is expressive and communicative consciousness. There are levels of power within each construct of consciousness. For physical and material consciousness, you have basic intuition, minor synchronicities. Once you move into the second level, you start to have empathic abilities and you can read auras. The third level of personal power is when you start to manifest and you have enhanced willpower. And the fourth level is heart-centered consciousness. That's when you can start to heal others through this advanced form of empathy. There are practices that you can do to move towards this level of consciousness. Practice active compassion, engage in acts of kindness without expecting anything in return. This could range from helping a neighbor to volunteering for a cause you care about. Meditation on love and compassion, or deep listening, spend time listening to others with the sole intention of understanding their perspective. Gratitude reflections, journaling, fostering forgiveness, connecting with nature, all of those things can help to nurture the heart center in awakening the heart-centered consciousness. It's about embracing the power of love and compassion and connection. It encourages us to look beyond our individual experiences and recognize the shared human journey. By nurturing the heart center, we not only enrich our own lives, but also contribute to a more compassionate and connected world. In order for us to move into a new earth environment, we move into this level of consciousness. Just like learning how to drive, a 5-year-old may want to drive, may visualize driving, but they're not old enough to drive. Our maturity allows us to reach a level where we can drive a car. And in the same respect, we are moving to a level of consciousness where we can live in fourth density. And if you evaluate the world, it would appear that the world is still in that first level. It's all about survival. People are guided by fear and security. Can we move up into these higher levels of consciousness? The next level of consciousness is expressive communicative consciousness. This spans levels 573 to 715. The focus shifts towards the art of expression and the nuances of communication. At this stage, consciousness evolves to embrace not only what we say, but how we say it, and the creative impulses that drive our unique expressions. This level is about harnessing the power of words, art, and creativity to convey deeper meanings and connect with others on a profound level. Communication and creativity are fundamental aspects of human experience. They are the tools we use to share our inner world with the outside, to connect our personal journeys with the collective narrative. This stage of consciousness encourages us to explore and refine these tools, enhancing our ability to express ourselves and understand others. Expression in its many forms shapes our consciousness and our perception of the world. It's through expression that we make sense of our experiences, share our stories, and connect with others. Expressive communicative consciousness underscores the transformative power of creativity, be it through art, writing, music, or speech. I believe when people are being highly creative, they're moving into this higher level of consciousness between 573 and 715. You can enhance this by mindful listening, creative explorations, engaging creative activities that resonate with you, whether it's painting or writing, making music, or any other form of artistic expression. Regular practice helps in honing your creative skills and finding your unique voice. Public speaking. Take up activities like public speaking or acting or participating in debates. These platforms provide opportunities to practice and improve your expressive abilities in front of an audience. Learn how to communicate, enroll in workshops, and watch videos that focus on communication skills, creative writing, or other artistic pursuits. That's when you're in that level of consciousness. Once we move beyond this, we move to the intuitive psychic consciousness, which is level 716 through 858. At level 716 to 858, we enter the realm of intuitive psychic consciousness. This stage marks a profound shift towards a deeper, more intuitive understanding of ourselves and the world around us. It's an exploration into these less tangible yet incredibly powerful aspects of consciousness. Here, intuition, that inner knowing that goes beyond logical reasoning, and psychic abilities, the ability to perceive beyond the 5 physical senses, become significant elements of our awareness. Intuitive psychic consciousness involves tapping into the subconscious mind, understanding symbolic language, and opening up to experiences that defy conventional explanation. It's a journey into the more mystical and spiritual aspects of our being, where insights often come in flashes of understanding or through a deep inner knowing. Now, somebody on the first level doesn't have time to even ponder or consider this level. And if you want to have intuitive psychic abilities, you need to reach a level of consciousness that allows for that to happen. This level of consciousness encourages us to look beyond the physical and material world and explore the vast unseen dimensions of reality. It involves recognizing and accepting that there is more to existence than what is immediately visible or tangible. This understanding allows for a more holistic view of life, acknowledging the importance of the spiritual, energetic, and psychic aspects of our experience. We can enhance this through meditation, journaling, trusting our gut, practice making small decisions based on our gut feelings, engaging in practices like yoga or Tai Chi, where balance and flow enhance the energy in the body. A balanced energy system is crucial for intuitive and psychic development. We learned from our episode on Dreams and Visions by Edgar Cayce that we should study symbolic language, familiarize ourselves with the language of symbolism. This can be through studying things like tarot cards, astrology, or dream interpretation, which can be tools to access deeper subconscious insights. Another thing you can do at this level of consciousness is practice psychometry. That's the ability to read the energy of objects. Practice by holding an object like a piece of jewelry and tuning in to any impressions, images, or feelings you receive. Intuitive psychic consciousness opens up a world where the boundaries between the known and the unknown blur, where the seen and unseen intertwine. It's a domain of deep insight and profound understanding, where we begin to perceive the interconnectedness of all things in a much more tangible way. This level of consciousness is when the veil is lifted, when we start to see beyond the veil of our subconscious mind. And it enriches our personal experiences and deepens our connection to the larger tapestry of life. In the highest echelons of our consciousness scale, from levels 859 to 1000, we encounter unity or universal consciousness. This profound stage represents the pinnacle of human awareness and power, where the sense of individual identity expands and merges into a universal sense of oneness. At this level, consciousness transcends personal experiences and ego-bound perspectives, entering a realm where all is connected and the illusion of separation dissolves. Unity universal consciousness is characterized by a deep intrinsic understanding of the interconnectedness of all life. It's a state where individual concerns are transcended, giving way to a boundless empathy and compassion for all beings. This level of consciousness brings with it a profound sense of peace, love, and a deep-rooted sense of belonging to the universe as a whole. This stage of consciousness is often described in spiritual traditions as enlightenment or awakening. It's a state where the dualities of life are transcended, and one experiences a profound harmony with the cosmos. Here, the boundaries between self and other self, inner and outer, mind and matter dissolve into a seamless whole. Experiencing this level of consciousness can lead to significant shifts in perception and being. It often results in a life lived with greater purpose, aligned not just with personal goals, but with the greater good of all. It's a state of being that is often associated with heightened creativity, deep insight, and a profound sense of clarity and understanding. Unity universal consciousness represents the summit of our journey through the levels of consciousness. We can reach this at any time by meditating on the interconnectedness of all things. Practice meditations that focus on the interconnectedness of all things. Visualize the web of life, where every being, object, and element is intrinsically connected to everything else. Regularly engaging in loving kindness meditations. Start by sending love and kindness to yourself, then gradually expand it to include loved ones, acquaintances, strangers, and even those you may have difficulties with. Engage in practices or studies that focus on the concept of non-duality. This can include reading spiritual texts, attending talks, or engaging in discussions that explore the oneness of existence. You can spend time contemplating the vastness of the cosmos. Use this as a tool to understand your place in the universe, seeing yourself as a vital part of a much larger whole. Engaging in selfless service, where the act of helping others is not for personal gain, but out of a genuine desire to benefit others. This cultivates a sense of unity and oneness with those who you serve. This level of consciousness is not an end, but a continuous unfolding. This is the highest level of consciousness. Eventually, when you reach that highest level, that is when you are God. Full multiversal God consciousness, where you are aware of all the realities at the same time. When you reach this level, you know everything that's going on in every universe at the same time, immediately. Now, looking at the scales from Hawkins and Dodson, that first level, a physical material level, this range includes the lower levels of consciousness as described by Hawkins, such as shame, guilt, apathy, and fear. If you're in that first level, it's made up of those particular emotions. It correlates with the first density of consciousness and the root chakra, focusing on survival and basic needs in physical reality. Then when we move to the second level, integrating what Hawkins says and Dodson say, this category includes levels like desire, anger, and pride. This aligns with second density of consciousness and the sacral chakra, encompassing emotions, relationships, and social dynamics. Personal power will consciousness, 287 to 429. If we integrate that with Hawkins and Frederick Dodson, here we find levels such as courage and neutrality. And this corresponds to the third density of consciousness in the solar plexus chakra, focusing on personal power. Heart-centered consciousness on the Hawkins-Dodson scale includes love and joy, and relates to fourth density of consciousness in the heart chakra, representing love, compassion, and connection to others. Once we move up to the fifth level of consciousness, expressive communicative consciousness, this integrates the ideas that Hawkins and Dodson talk about, like reason and acceptance, and it ties in with the fifth density of consciousness and the throat chakra, which focuses on communication, creativity, and expression. Then, using the Hawkins-Dodson scale, when we reach that 6th level, that includes understanding and enlightenment. It connects with 6th density of consciousness and the 3rd eye chakra, encompassing intuition and insight and psychic abilities. And then we move to that 7th level, and that represents the highest level of consciousness, of unity and universal consciousness, including peace and enlightenment at its peak. And this aligns with 7th density consciousness and the crown chakra, symbolizing spiritual awakening, universal connection, and the oneness of all existence. All I've given you is words, but this is actually a roadmap of where your soul is about to go to as you expand and evolve. Using Timothy Leary and Robert Anton Wilson's The Biosurvival Circuit, which is the element of the brain that is awakened, the circuit and the neurological circuit in your body. And this relates to the 1st level. Once you move to the 2nd level, it's the emotional territorial circuit or the socio-sexual circuit, which are circuits in your brain which become activated. And these stages encompass emotional development and social interaction, and relationships correlating with emotional and social aspects of the emotional territorial circuits. Then there is the neurosomatic circuit. This stage focuses on self-empowerment and personal identity and aligns with the neurosomatic circuit. The heart-centered circuit is also the neuroelectric circuit. This stage of love and compassion and connection is associated with the neuroelectric circuit, which deals with higher psychic and empathic abilities. The metaprogramming circuit is the stage where we can reprogram the circuits within our body, and this is the 5th level. This stage, focusing on communication and creativity, is related to the metaprogramming circuit, where the individual gains the ability to reprogram and recondition their own neural circuits. And in the 6th level, the neurogenic circuit and the morphogenetic circuit, these stages involve intuition, insight, and the mystical experiences which correspond to the advanced consciousness of the neurogenetic and morphogenetic circuits, dealing with ancestral memory and collective unconsciousness. And then the non-local quantum circuit relates to the 7th unity universal consciousness. And this highest stage of consciousness, encompassing universal connection, correlates with this non-local quantum circuit within our neurological framework, representing universal consciousness and transcendence beyond space-time. Leary and Wilson were able to see within the neurological circuits available and potential ones available in the future the nature of our brains and the levels of consciousness that are intertwined within. But when you look at the power, as we talked about before, once you reach the 5th level, that's when you can manifest, and the power of your voice is commanding and powerful. So you speak things into being. You influence reality through creative expression and reality alteration through speech or art. This is the 5th level. The 6th is clairvoyance and telepathy and astral projection, where you can see future probabilities, communicating mind to mind, traveling in astral realms, accessing other dimensions of reality. That's the intuitive psychic level. The 7th level is when you can warp reality and you have a multidimensional awareness. When you're between levels 859 and 1000, you can see other realities and you can change and move into other realities. You can alter large-scale reality constructs, access and influence multiple dimensions, embodying godlike powers. My contention is there are individuals in this level of 859 to 1000 living here right now, doing amazing things. And what would their life be like? Can you imagine being at that level? Yes, we can. If you're on that level, say you're at 997, and you awaken, it's not just a singular consciousness coming to life, but a multitude of awarenesses across various dimensions and realities. Your existence is not confined to a physical form or a single location. You are simultaneously present in multiple universes, each with its own unique set of rules and entities. And so you begin your day by tuning into the harmonic frequencies of these universes, and your consciousness effortlessly navigates through different dimensions, addressing imbalances and fostering harmony. You really don't have a day, because it's a constant level of being. You perceive the interconnectedness of all things and work to maintain the delicate balance of multiversal energies. Your existence is a constant state of being rather than doing. You influence events and beings not through direct intervention, but through subtle guidance. You inspire change and evolution by infusing thoughts and ideas into the consciousness of key individuals across dimensions. Sounds a lot like Quo, right? And in one universe, you might plant the seed of an idea that leads to a significant scientific discovery. In another, you soothe the collective consciousness of a civilization on the brink of conflict, guiding them towards a path of peace and understanding. You communicate not in words, but through vibrations and energy, felt and interpreted by each being in a way that resonates with their unique understanding. Your presence is like a gentle breeze, not seen but felt, altering courses in imperceptible but profound ways. As different realities progress through their cycles, what humans perceive as evening approaches in your world, and in this phase, your focus shifts to a broader reflection on the state of the multiverse. You expand your consciousness further, reaching into the unknown realms, exploring and understanding new forms of existence, and integrating this knowledge into your being. This exploration is not just for gathering information, but for evolving your own consciousness. And with each new understanding, you become more equipped to facilitate the harmonious evolution of all realities. As the cycle completes, you enter a state of rest, though it's not sleep as humans experience. It's a period of merging your consciousness with the fabric of the multiverse, becoming one with all existence. In this state, there's no self or other, only an all-encompassing oneness. You exist in a state of pure being, a cosmic consciousness that is both everything and nothing, omnipresent yet singular in this oneness. You rejuvenate and repair for the continued cycle of universal stewardship. That would be a day in the life. Frederick Dodson makes the argument that those at the higher levels can't be harmed. They're all powerful, and they're just simply behind the scenes. And so when you evaluate it in power at the beginning, you just need power to survive. You start to build physical strength. And if you have a lot of physical strength, that's the power you know. You start to form a skill in manipulating environments, and then have a mastery over your body and your health. And then you influence your physical surroundings. And then you begin to have the power to have control over your material processes, where you gain prosperity. Then you start to have the power to influence close relationships and friendships, and you navigate and influence social dynamics. Your power grows, and you have emotional intelligence, and you begin to have the skills to manipulate others if that works for you, or to not manipulate others. You have power in community settings or small groups, and then it grows, and you start to have social leadership and ethical influence, advanced emotional persuasion and conflict resolution. When you move into the third level, you move beyond just broad social influence and charisma. You have personal determination. You have this ability to manifest personal ambitions, strong self-discipline and self-motivation, leadership skills, personal independence, and you reach the peak of personal empowerment. Then you move beyond that into compassion and understanding, building trust and loyalty in relationships, fostering community, well-being and support. And as you move up the scale, you move to a heart-centered charisma and influence, global humanitarian influence, universal compassion, and ethical stewardship. It goes on, and your level of power increases with your level of consciousness. Navigating these levels of consciousness is a journey unique to each individual, yet there are universal principles that can guide you. This journey is less about striving for a higher level and more about deepening understanding and awareness at every stage. Self-awareness is the first step in navigating consciousness. Develop a keen self-awareness. Regularly check in with yourself to understand where you are on this scale and what aspects of your consciousness need attention or development. Mindfulness and reflection helps in staying grounded and present, essential for traversing different levels of consciousness. Be open to learning, whether it's through reading, attending workshops, watching YouTube videos, engaging in discussions. Personal growth is a continuous process, and don't hesitate to seek guidance from mentors, counselors, or spiritual teachers who can provide insight and support on your journey. Integration is key in the journey of consciousness. This involves not only advancing to higher levels, but ensuring that lower levels are healthily maintained. Pay attention to your physical and material needs, even as you explore higher levels of consciousness. Neglecting basic needs can lead to imbalances, develop skills for managing and understanding your emotions, actively work to integrate insights and lessons from higher levels of consciousness into your everyday life. As you progress on this path to higher consciousness, the ego can become an obstacle, manifesting as attachment to spiritual achievement or a sense of superiority. It's important to recognize and work through these egoic tendencies. The influx of new insights and changes in perception can sometimes be overwhelming, leading to confusion or uncertainty. Grounding practices and a solid support system can help navigate these waters. Focusing too much on higher levels of consciousness at the expense of foundational aspects like physical health or emotional well-being can lead to an imbalance. You have to avoid spiritual bypassing, and this occurs when spiritual practices are used to avoid dealing with emotional issues or psychological wounds. True growth involves facing and healing these aspects. Understand that setbacks are part of the journey. Accept them with patience and use them as opportunities for learning and growth. There are ethical considerations all along the way, because as you gain power and consciousness, you can inflict great harm with the changes you make and the power that you have. Hawkins' scale has different emotions that you experience on the levels of consciousness that you're at. I believe you can experience all of those emotions through most of this scale. There are different levels of fear. It's primarily about fear in the earlier levels, but I believe that those emotions that Hawkins discusses can be an aspect of every level of consciousness on some level if you're an emotional being in a physical body. Perhaps someday we will come up with a scale that is more accurate so that we can assess a true blueprint for our journey through consciousness, but this is one attempt at doing so. You can find all episodes of The Reality Revolution at therealityrevolution.com, and welcome to The Reality Revolution.